Welcome back to our series of walking tours along Chicago's picturesque lakefront. This is The Wonderful Life, and we're Tim and Deanna. Today's walk takes us just south of Diversey Harbor through historic Lincoln Park. There's a lot to see in this one, so let's go. Located along the lakefront at Fullerton Avenue and Lakeshore Drive, Theater on the Lake is a restaurant, bar, and event venue offering a variety of year-round events. Originally built to house the city's sanatorium for sick babies, it served as a day nursery to treat children with tuberculosis while providing meals, milk, and health care to the city's undernourished children. It was later used as a USO recreation center during World War II. The prairie-style structure was designed by architect Dwight Perkins in 1913. Perkins also designed two structures we'll see further along in our walk today, Cafe Brauer and North Pond Cafe. Reinstalled near its original location is a statue created in 1922 by artist Ida McClellan Stout depicting a figure of a woman holding two children titled Charitas. In collaboration with the Chicago Public Art Group, Chicago-based artist Renee Robbins transformed the pedestrian underpass at Fullerton and Lakeshore Drive with her mural A Kaleidoscope of Hidden Worlds in 2017. Walking right just beyond the underpass, we once again see Diversey Harbor. This tall silver monolith at the intersection of Fullerton Avenue and Cannon Drive is titled I Will, and it was sculpted by Ellsworth Kelly. The Lincoln Park Boat Club was founded in 1910 in what was once an unused marshy green space. Members of the boat club include area middle and high schools, rowing clubs, college rowing camps, and adult and masters rowing clubs. Just west of the rowing club and north of the Lincoln Park Zoo is a 3-acre wooded area known as the Alfred Caldwell Lily Pool. A vision of prairie-style architect Alfred Caldwell, the Lily Pool had once been a Victorian garden constructed in 1889. Caldwell redesigned the pool and surrounding area to be a hidden garden with a gentle waterfall, lily pool, pavilion, council ring, and diverse native plantings. Later rescued by the Lincoln Park Conservatory, it achieved Chicago Landmark status in 2002 and National Historic status in 2006. It's open mid-April through mid-November, and it's free to visit. Across the street from the Lily Pool is the Peggy Notebart Nature Museum. The bronze sculpture of tree roots located next door to the museum was sculpted by Steve Tobin in 2007 and is titled Steel Roots. In 1999, Massachusetts welder and artist Chris Williams created the 4,000-pound steel sculpture American Bison. Operated by the Chicago Academy of Sciences, the Peggy Notebart Nature Museum focuses on the natural history of the Chicago region and offers educational programs for children and adults. Along the southeastern edge of Lincoln Park's North Pond is the Woody Wickham Butterfly Garden. The North Pond Casting Pier has stood at the south end of the pond for over 100 years, and it was once the host of the world's first international fly fishing tournament. The North Pond Nature Sanctuary is a 13-acre native aquatic wetland and prairie habitat. Once a scrub oak and dune area used as a dumping ground for the city, it was restored to provide refuge for migratory birds, local mammals, amphibians, reptiles, insects, and other wildlife. Surrounding the pond is a paved path as well as a wood chip and crushed granite trail. The area is dotted with large plantings of native plants and wildflowers. The North Pond Restaurant is a Michelin Guide restaurant that is located on the pond's northern edge. This prairie-designed structure was originally built as a warming shelter for ice skaters in 1912 by architect Dwight Perkins. When North Pond ceased to freeze in the winter, it was converted to a storage facility, then a park concession stand, then a cafe in 1998. Up the stairway left of the restaurant, you reach the Richard Oglesby Monument at the crest of Mount Prospect. Oglesby served and fought with the 8th Illinois Infantry in the Civil War, became a major general, and was elected governor of Illinois for 3 terms and a U.S. senator for 5 years. The 10-foot-tall bronze statue was installed in 1919 and was sculpted by French immigrant coal miner turned artist Leonard Crunel. Part of the Chicago Tree Project, the Dance of the Nereids No. 12, was crafted from a dead elm tree in 2020. It was inspired by Greek mythology by artist Jonathan Shork. Just to the north is Sunshine Playground. Following a floating soap bubble that escaped the playground, we walk north to visit the Alexander Hamilton Monument. It was sculpted by British-born artist John Angel in 1952 and was donated by Kate Sturgis Buckingham, also known for donating the iconic Clarence Buckingham Memorial Fountain found in Grant Park. Buckingham believed Hamilton to be one of the least appreciated great Americans. Returning south into Lincoln Park, we encounter the first of the park's 3 landmark granite boulder underpasses beneath Stockton Avenue. Constructed in 1926, they were designed by landscape architect Ernest Schroeder. Installed by the Chicago Park District are markers showing the locations of Lake Michigan's former shoreline 8,000 years ago. The predecessor of Lake Michigan, then called Lake Chicago by geologists, was 20 feet above the lake's current level. North Pond's rustic laughter gazebo was built in 1883 and restored to its current condition in 2012. As we return to the south end of North Pond, we are greeted by a farewell sign and given a list of other notable nature areas that we covered in our previous walk videos. Crossing Fullerton Avenue along Stockton, we pass the Lincoln Park Conservatory's conifer garden. The Lincoln Park Conservatory is a metal and glass botanical garden completed in 1895. Admission to the conservatory is free. We go into greater detail and tour the conservatory in our walking tour video of the Lincoln Park Zoo. In the midst of the rolling hill south of the conservatory is the Eli Bates Fountain, also known as Storks at Play. The circular granite basin contains whimsical bronze birds spewing water from their beaks, while half-boy, half-fish creatures hold large fish while splashing in the water among tall bronze reeds and cattails protruding from the center. Named for its benefactor, wealthy businessman Eli Bates, it was sculpted by Augustus St. Gaudens and Frederick MacMonnies in 1887. Passing the middle of the park's granite underpasses, we come to the Johann Christoph Friedrich von Schiller Monument. Schiller was a German playwright and poet. This is actually a replica of an 1876 sculpture located in the writer's birthplace in Marbach, Germany, by artist Ernst Billhauer Rau. This statue was installed in 1886. Heading south, we pass the western entrance to the Lincoln Park Zoo. We cover the zoo in greater detail in our video of the zoo and adjoining conservatory. Outside the zoo, you'll find a number of black-crowned night herons. There are now more than 600 in what is now the largest colony in the United States. Crossing Stockton Avenue, we come to the William Shakespeare Monument. This bronze sculpture was created by William Ordway Partridge in 1893 and installed in 1894. To the north, we pass through Grandmother's Garden. This giant yellow umbrella at the garden's northern edge was commissioned by Jason Rosenthal, working with artists Susan Giles and Spacehouse to honor his late wife, Amy Krause Rosenthal. It was installed in 2019. This century-old dying oak across from Lincoln Park's farm and the zoo is another part of the Chicago Tree Project. Entitled Nestful, it is decorated with 190 birdhouses. Lincoln Park first became a park in Chicago in 1837. The cemetery that developed there has since been relocated. The cemetery was made up of a Catholic cemetery, Chicago's first Jewish cemetery, and the Potter's Field for Confederate Civil War prisoners and the poor. The city chose to move the cemetery in 1869 to expand the park, and for health reasons, since it was so close to the lake it derived its drinking water from. Nearly all the graves were relocated and moved to rural cemeteries, yet some remains are still present beneath the park. The David Kennison Monument boulder can be found along Clark Street. Kennison claimed to have been the last survivor of the Boston Tea Party, a soldier in the Battle of Bunker Hill, a soldier at Fort Dearborn, and was buried here at the ripe old age of 115. Passing beneath Stockton, we reach the Hans Christian Andersen Monument. It was installed in 1896 and sculpted by Danish immigrant John Gellert. Another of the park's 3 buildings designed by Dwight Perkins is Cafe Brauer, also known as the South Pond Refectory. It was completed in 1908. It is a perfect example of the Prairie School of architecture. Financed by the Brauer family of Chicago, the restaurant is located on the main floor, with an elaborate ballroom on the second floor and an ice cream parlor in the northern section. A small waterfall runs from the zoo down into South Pond. Carlson Cottage is one of the oldest buildings in Lincoln Park. It was built by Joseph Lyman Silsby in 1888 in a Victorian design. It once housed restrooms, but is now home to the park's volunteer gardening program. South Pond is one of the oldest features that still remain from Swains Nelson's original design for Lincoln Park in 1835. The South Pond Nature Area is a 12-acre area within the Lincoln Park Zoo, with native prairie and wetland plants and 2 small islands located in the center. Built in 2010, the Nature Boardwalk surrounds the ecological habitat. The South Pond Boardwalk is constructed of recycled plastic planks. What was originally a romantic Victorian man-made lagoon built in 1908 is now more than just a visual spectacle. It is now a crucial connective habitat for migratory animal populations. It also serves as an educational site with various educational zones and an open-air pavilion. The pedestrian bridge across the center of the pond offers stunning views of the city's skyline to the south. And serene views of the zoo to the north. The pavilion, locally famous as Honeycomb, is quite unique. Designed by Studio Gang Architects, the first female design firm to commission a Chicago skyscraper, it was designed to resemble a turtle shell. Constructed of Douglas fir and fiberglass pods, its surface has a vault-like curvature. Besides being a staple for area photographers, it also serves as an outdoor classroom, yoga studio, and much more. The South Pond is now a model for urban conservation that is now fed by storm runoff, illustrating the coexistence between nature and an urban environment. A fitting centerpiece for a park named to honor former U.S. President Abraham Lincoln is the Ulysses S. Grant Monument. Civil War hero and 2-time U.S. President, Grant is memorialized atop Cincinnati, his favorite warhorse. Completed 6 years after Grant's death, sculptor Louis Robiso unveiled this 18-foot-tall, towering bronze monument atop a Romanesque, arched, rusticated stone structure. More than 200,000 attended its dedication in 1891. The monument is equally imposing from all sides and offers views of the lakefront through its arched window-like openings. Descending one of its 2 staircases, we pass beneath the structure and begin our walk to our tour's final destination. We ascend a small set of steps and leave the boardwalk past the now empty pedestal that once supported the now relocated Giuseppe Garibaldi Monument. At last, we arrive at my favorite spot in the park to sit and relax. The David Matthew McKay Memorial Garden is a serene little green space consisting of a flagstone pathway through roses and wildflowers, a small shade tree near a bench, and granite boulders adorned with plaques inscribed with Shakespeare's sonnets. We complete our walk on the pathway leading to the Old Town section of Chicago's lakefront to the south. We really enjoyed walking with you today. If you enjoy our walks, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Until the next time, keep living the wonderful life.